Fuck you, dogs matter. Nick and Chris coming at you from Bucks Dog Training, where we are passionate about empowering individuals to reclaim their relationship with their dogs. We facilitate effective communication between dogs and their humans, enabling them to forge stronger connections and achieve their training goals. Through our efforts, we aim to create a community where everyone can experience the joys of a great life with their dogs. Oh, and I think I might have a podcast editor. Oh, and by the way, oh my freaking God, did I tell you about him?
No.
Holy shit. I cannot even make this shit up. And thank God we're on video because
Yeah.
I have to show you what this guy did. So he talked, and that's, whatever. But who does this shit? I seriously, people, I cannot make this shit up. Okay. The guy comes in, he's like all stooped over, very soft spoken. And then he sits down and we start talking. And seriously, not even 2 minutes into our conversation, this is what he does.
No.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And for those people who are only listening to the audio, I'm even embarrassed to even say what he did, but he literally took his pinky finger and shoved it up his nose right in front of me in the middle of our conversation.
What did you do, man?
I just looked at him like, okay, and I just kept talking. What the hell am I supposed to say?
You should have been like, are you trying to show me you got a talent? You can go up to the second digit?
and then not only did he do it once, he did it throughout our entire conversation.
That's disgusting. Yo, did you shake his hand?
No. Oh
did you shake his hand?
I'm like, how do you do that? Like, seriously, how do you do that? I'm like, oh my God. I mean, 5 times he stuck his finger up his friggin' nose right in front of me.
I would have had to stop. You know me. I would have had to stop and been like, we use tissues here.
I paused and I looked at him and I was like, I'm not even gonna go there.
Yeah. That would have been bad.
Make this shit up.
That would have been bad if I was with you.
Oh my God. I wish you were there.
Okay.
I so wish you were there.
Yo.
Oh my God. I was almost rolling on the floor laughing. I was just at first I was just shocked. I'm like, he did not just do that. And then
did he
oh my God, he just did it again. And again. Oh my God.
Did he eat it? He ate it?
No, he didn't. He wasn't like digging. He just shoved his finger up there and then brought it out. He did it at least 5 times that I counted. At least 5 times.
Oh.
And then after that, I stopped counting. I was like, what is wrong with this guy? Seriously. Oh my God.
You're lucky I wasn't there with you. Because if he was,
let me tell you, people,
he put that shit in his mouth, I would have been like,
let me be very clear. We will not hire anyone who sticks their finger up their nose, especially in public, especially in front of me while we're having a conversation, especially if you do it multiple times. And I especially will not.
And you didn't say
your
anything?
hand. I did not say anything. I bit my tongue and I was like, I'm going to be nice. And I'm not going to say anything. But I got to talk about it here because what the F is that shit? Seriously. What the F?
Well, did he come prepared? Did he show you content?
No.
Okay.
He had his resume. That was about it. And then when I asked him some questions, he gave me some very generic answers, like nothing detailed. He had done no research whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, this is not.
Did he try to shake your hand when he left?
He did. I pretended I was busy.
I was like,
no, thanks.
Oh, that was pretty funny.
See what happens?
That was pretty funny. But you're lucky I wasn't with you though, because that would have been really bad.
Oh my God.
It would have been a show on its own.
Are you kidding me? I would have been rolling on the floor.
Yeah.
I would not have been able to stop laughing just looking at your face. I just even imagine it. Just when I told you about it, your face was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I would have.
Oh my God. That would have been hysterical. I wish you were there.
Yeah. Well, I think the first time I might be nice because you're there and be like, Nicole, where's the tissue box? But then after that, okay.
Oh, you know what I should have done? I should just walked up, went to the tissue box, brought it in, and just sat it right on the table. Yeah. That's what I should have done.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would have been like, We are not shaking hands. Okay. Let's make that clear. Okay. Not happening. Not happening. That's
Oh
bad.
my God. That was so,
I wish I was there for that though.
man, I cannot make this shit up.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, seriously,
No, the stuff that happens to you though.
seriously, man, how?
See,
How
I
did
wish I
someone
was
like
there.
this make
I
it
wish
in the
I was
working
there for
world?
that. I wish I was there for that.
I wish you were here too, man. Oh my God, that would have been so awesome.
Yeah, that was probably around the time when I was like, when I gave you a ring because, I was saying about how we have this, it's like a mini Labradoodle. She's 12 years old. Okay. And she came with her sister because we just finished training the other two. And the owner was just basically saying, when we were at the house, she goes, oh, it's just really the barking. Okay. If you can stop the barking with the Labradoodle, stop the counter surfing, okay, with the other dog, and get them to both be able to do plays. She goes, I will be so happy. Right. And I said to her, it doesn't work like that if you want to just do a 1 week board and train. I said, there's a lot of components to the training puzzle pieces that you have to put together.
Right.
But she goes, Christine, she's 12, right? She's a house dog. She never goes out.
Right.
Okay. So I say, all right, I'll see and do what I can. And when we get there, dog's aggressive with other dogs.
Oh, lovely.
Right.
What's my number one rule? What is my
know.
number one rule, man? I'm
Okay.
telling you, that comes up all the time.
But I mean, this woman is like, I don't know. Like, she's like, she's got to get the fucking Academy Award or something because she's a working mom, she's wife, she's got kids and 4 dogs.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, when we first walked into the house, the first time we met, you could not hear yourself speak.
Oh man.
Like literally, Tony was like, him. He's like, how do you live like this? Right? How do you do this every day? Right?
Oh my God.
He was just blown. We couldn't hear each other talk.
Jeez.
And we said, all right, we'll take them. But then I find out about like the dog used to have seizures. They don't have it on medicine. Like everything happens after the yes, right?
Yes, of course.
And yeah. And
good salespeople.
And
we can learn a trick or two.
Hire a couple of them. Okay?
We can learn a trick or two.
And so, with the dog being 12, and I get it, like, and it's never been in a crate. It has crate anxiety. It goes to the vet. It goes to the groomers. It has to be muzzled because she will snap. I don't know what part of that conversation got missed when it was, she's really good dog. I really just want you to stop her barking.
Yeah.
Right? The excessive barking.
Meanwhile, she got a million other things that's wrong with her.
Exactly. Like
we're just gonna gloss over that.
But like she loves the whole concept of the place.
Right.
Right. And I said, I'll see what I can do. But a week does not cut the job for something like that, especially a dog that has anxiety, separation anxiety, crate, never been in a crate, has crate anxiety. And literally we took them out for like a 15-minute walk, and being exposed in a completely new environment. It was almost like, the one dog belly down, wanted to get back in the car. We gave her like, just about 15 minutes just to kind of bring them a little bit out of their comfort zone.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then this morning, the Labradoodle was like fine last night, comes out of a crate, and she's got a crate by herself. Came out lipping. And I say, what is this? Like, what's going on? Right. Because then it's like, then how old is too old? Nicole, how old is too old in regards for us being able to accept the dogs? Because my border collie's 12.
Right.
And she's super chill in the house. But if you go out and tell her you want to go throw the ball, you want to go to PetSmart and go shopping, that girl is like full of energy.
Yeah, but she's been socialized. These two haven't. That's a huge difference. Dogs age a lot more when they are just sitting around doing nothing. They really do. I had a 14-year-old was the oldest dog that I ever trained. And it's a sad story because he came in for aggression and potty training of all things, but he also had Cushing's. disorder and a few other things wrong with him, but he was aggressive.
Mhm.
And
Why did you want to fix it at 14?
because I think she had moved in with her brother, and the dog was just literally running around peeing all over the place,
Mm.
and her brother just couldn't take it. And he was also getting very aggressive towards the brother and other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think she realized it because she was fairly isolated.
Mm.
So then when she was put into a more social situation, he
Mm-hmm.
couldn't handle it. He had no point of reference. And so he just kept going after everybody. So they couldn't live with that, obviously. So they brought him in
Mm-hmm.
and I rehabbed him. But then he died a few months later,
Mm-hmm.
and they
Well,
were on
at
it.
least I'm not saying this in all
Yeah.
seriousness, right? Like at least he died with a better state of mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like because that's why I said normally when you tell me when we have dogs that are a little bit older
Hmm.
come in for, aggression, some form of behavior modification, I feel that they bring them in
Hmm.
at that age, on the older side of age, anything like
Right.
4, 6, and
Yes.
older is because something happened,
Oh, yeah. It
right?
usually is.
Somebody got bit, dog fight, whatever it
Hmm.
is,
Yeah.
something happened where now they feel responsible to step up and get the help.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
by the way, Lola
Yeah.
is staying an extra week.
Okay.
Yeah. She is going to be one of the very few. I think there's really only been two. So she's in a very stratospheric level where I've had to keep a dog for 5 weeks.
Mm.
She's
What's she been up to?
Well, she went after a guy yesterday at Home Depot. Luckily, she had her muzzle on.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely is triggered by men, more
Mm-hmm.
so definitely than women, because women can come up and she's fine. She might tense up a little bit, but she lets them pat her. She's, happy. A man comes up, her body completely tenses up. And then when they start to
See how
step
she did with
away,
Steph.
yeah, right. When they step away, she
Mm-hmm.
goes after their feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. And she went after some guy yesterday at Home Depot. Luckily, she had her muzzle on, but she went full on, like full on after him.
Mm-hmm.
So I took her right back to Home Depot today because you know me.
Yep.
And I made her walk around there. At first, we had the muzzle on for just the first few minutes, and then I took that muzzle off and I made her walk around there. I didn't let anyone touch her or pet her, but I made her walk around there for a
Yeah.
good 10, 15 minutes. No
Mhm.
muzzle. We were
Mhm.
doing some counter conditioning with her. Every time a man approached, I made her put her attention to me. If
Mhm.
anytime she started looking the guy or anybody, sometimes it would be a woman that would trigger her. I'd be like, nope. And then give her a little leash pop. She'd look at me, be like, yes. She remained calm. I gave her a treat. So I was starting that counter conditioning with her.
Mhm.
And this is going to be important because, for her, she's so food driven. I need to have her off muzzle so I can give her the food,
Right.
especially the muzzle I have her on.
Mhm.
So, I needed to have control over her to be able to, do that counter conditioning.
Yeah.
I know she's going to be, she's going to love the food. She's going to start to then, every time she sees a guy or another woman that she normally would tense,
Mhm.
she's starting to understand, hey, you know what? Maybe that's not such a bad thing. But we're
Mhm.
going to have to do a lot of repetitions of that because
Right.
she's got a
And
lot.
and here's the crazy thing, right? That I guess for our clients to know too. I work with Lola.
Mm-hmm.
Her obedience
Yeah,
is on point,
absolutely.
on point,
Yeah.
right? The sits, the downs, the heel with
Mm-hmm.
her when
Mm-hmm.
I was working with her outside,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, she's on point.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what people don't seem to understand. Obedience
Yep.
is not correlated necessarily with relationship or aggression, or
Yes.
anything, anxiety, none of that. You can have an extremely obedient dog and they can
Yep.
be aggressive or anxious as hell.
Mm-hmm.
They're not the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. This is about a state of mind and
Mm-hmm.
it's about the relationship you have with the dog. How much
Correct.
does that dog trust you? Because
Mm-hmm.
if they don't trust you for jack shit,
Well,
they're gonna be a nervous wreck.
so
They are.
so so this is like a perfect conversation because right now I have okay
Hmm.
came in for aggression, all
Yeah.
right, and he bit a couple people. Found out also that he does resource guard, and
Hmm.
in regards for being dog friendly, okay?
Right.
But when he sees a dog outside when he's on a leash,
Mm-hmm.
he's extremely reactive. Where
Right.
he will redirect on any form of leash pressure. So whoever's holding him,
Mm-hmm.
it's nothing personal. It's boom, he's going to redirect on whoever is the closest one to him,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he actually nipped Tony. Like
Oh.
he's lucky he had jeans on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I always call those like
Tony's poor jeans, man.
I'm tough. I
Is it the
know.
same ones?
Actually, it might be. It
Because that
might
thing's
be.
been through the
I
ringer
know.
a time or
I
two.
know. I know.
Got a nice
Prince did
big
a job on
patch.
those. Prince did a job on those.
Yeah.
But like this dog came in on medication, was on Prozac. We take it off. We take them off, right? I think we both agree that when they come into the training program, we want our fair chance. We want our fair
Yes.
shot at having this dog in its natural state of mind, right?
Absolutely.
Because this guy's been to another trainer, a behaviorist, and everybody they put him on medication,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I had this conversation with the owners, and I was like, okay, you went to another trainer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you went to go see a behaviorist. You put him on the medication. Did it help?
Right.
Did it help? They said to some level it did, but did it stop him from reacting? Did it stop him from launching on the lead? No, it
Yeah.
didn't.
Mm-mm.
Right? Right? You're trying to mask what the real issue is.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, this guy's doing incredible right now. Like, wait till the videos of him come out, like
Oh, I
on
can't wait.
Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we had a great video. Actually, if you want it to maybe post it or show it,
Yeah,
we're at the
absolutely.
dog park. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of different energies at the dog park because I
Oh,
need
yeah.
that. I need the ones
Mhm.
that are jumping at the fence at us
Yeah.
because needs to know, yep, that's exactly how you're not going to behave. Right.
Exactly. Yes.
And we have him walking past. He did phenomenal. When I say phenomenal, and you know I'm cheap with my compliments, okay?
Yes.
Phenomenal going against the fence line. There were dogs jumping up, barking, actually trying to trigger him, like running back and forth.
Right.
Huge distraction. Owners were like, no, come back here. I said, no, leave your dog. Right? Because I'm showing him what not to behave like. Okay. Maybe it was an accident. Like, I'm not intentionally meaning to insult anyone. Okay.
Right.
But he's not joining in the choir. Right.
Exactly.
At some point, dog fight
Mm-hmm.
inside the dog park. We were on
Right.
the outside. Okay.
Yes.
So you hear, you hear the commotion going on between the dogs, which instantaneously changed his energy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because
Absolutely.
going in front, walking back and forth, no heckles, no antenna tail, right?
Yeah.
Super calm, neutral, great. Boom, that dog fight went on. He stood up so quick that the heckles came up,
Mm-hmm.
and right away he's focusing on that fight.
Of course he is.
Yeah. Tony, right at that moment, owned and went out, ears dropped, came over to the side heel and laid down.
Nice.
So I'm 100% using that with the owners
Mm-hmm.
to show them that it's about timing. Okay. Because they're watching all these videos saying, oh my God, he's so great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like, he's doing so well. But here's something that they need to understand. Okay. One, it's us building that bond with him because he was a very insecure, shy, fearful dog. Right.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And two, we've given him the structure. Right.
Mm-hmm.
We've given him the structure and pushing him a little bit more out of his comfort zone, a little bit more each time.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're going to have to reinforce this.
Yes.
Or it's going to go to shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, they're going to have to, work with him.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the dog parks, have that exposure, right?
Yeah.
You can't turn around and say, oh, well, you trained him. He should be great. Yeah. With me.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
Yeah.
if I out him and he's not going to comply to that, yeah, okay, there's going to be a correction for that, as there should be one. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But, they're going to have to establish their relationship with him now.
Yes.
So that's the biggest thing in working with clients.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have to
Setting
get
that
that out to them.
expectation. Yeah. Because
Mhm.
that's the biggest thing that I find is clients find a lot of clients, not every one of them, because we've had some that okay, they get it. You know, dogs are intelligent beings. They have the ability to make choices, and that if you don't hold them accountable and you don't follow through, you know, everything's going to go to shit.
Mhm.
But you have the other people there that are like, well, you know, you train them. They should be, it's, you know, like magic. They should do everything that you want them to do. And it's like, yeah, if they were a robot, maybe, but they're not a freaking robot.
I'm like, yeah, he's going to do exactly. He's going to do everything I want him to do, but I don't go home with you.
Yeah. Oh God. Do you, do you have everyone ask you, hey, why don't you just live here and take care of the dog?
Mhm.
And I'm like, no, but how about if I record my voice so that
Mhm.
when you don't follow through, all you have to do is play this
Yeah.
recorder.
Or Daisy's parents that said, do you take kids?
No, that I draw the line.
Right?
Um,
You were like, do you take kids?
yeah, there was only one house that I even actually considered living because they asked me, and that was Henry and Elsa's house. I don't
Mhm.
think you were there. I mean,
No.
their house was gorgeous. Beautiful. I mean, it
Mhm.
made my house look like, you know, a shack.
I was gonna say, I was like,
It it was beautiful, and they're like, I think you just need to move in, and I said, let me think about that. I said,
ah,
no, I can't.
uh-huh.
But I did pause for a moment. But yeah, I mean, they just have to hold the dogs accountable is really what
Yes.
it comes to. It's not like I have magic. I mean, yes, I'm good at my job, but I'm not, you know, I'm not a magician. It just takes work. It takes dedication. It takes consistency.
Mm-hmm.
It takes follow through.
Yes.
It's not, you know, it's not a magic formula. It's just hard work, people.
Mm-hmm. I
We
think
do the hard part. We
I was
all you have
just
to do is
about
the
to
easy
say
part.
that. I think the
Yeah.
hard work, the hard part is done, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We do the turnover. Turnover is when we turn that leash back over to the owners.
Yeah.
Okay. Work with them, train them on the
Mhm.
commands. All right.
Mhm.
And, just basically to go through all the commands, how to walk with the heel, everything. So
Yeah.
that way they feel comfortable. It's
Mhm.
not, here's your dog, best of luck, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Which you'd be surprised. Some trainers actually do that.
I
I've heard
believe
some
that.
horror stories. I'm like,
Mhm.
seriously? That's what they, I mean, no
I
follow
believe
through,
that. I
no
believe that.
instructions.
Hmm.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's just that amazes me. Like, why? Why would someone even pay for that?
Hmm. And that's the part, okay, that it disturbs me because Hunter had a trainer and a behaviorist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mav had two trainers, okay? But
Mm-hmm.
here's my thing. They could be a good trainer,
Mm-hmm.
right? But
Yeah.
maybe they're do more of a specialty on something, right? Like teaching
Mm-hmm.
like basic obedience or
Yes.
puppies, training, right?
Yes.
All of us, and this is why we're so fortunate because each one of us have like a little bit of a gift, right?
Hmm.
So if we need a balance in something,
Yes.
we're all here to help each other out with the cross training,
Exactly.
right? That's where we
Yes.
all benefit,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Absolutely.
Yes. But like if these trainers are working with the dog and they'll know it from day one, from the very beginning when they meet this dog,
Mm-hmm.
that if it's beyond their expertise,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just be real with the people, right?
Exactly.
It's about the dog, not the dollar, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
just be real with them. If there's nothing wrong or embarrassing to say, you know what? No, this isn't a neurological disorder,
Mm-hmm.
okay? But what your dog needs is beyond my skill level,
Yeah.
right? I don't
Mm-hmm.
specialize in this.
Yeah.
Maybe refer somebody else. Don't
Mm-hmm.
take their money, right?
Right.
And then now their dog is like still screwed up when it goes home.
Right. Yeah. Because behavior is different. Training obedience is different than doing like a behavior modification where you're doing a lot of counter conditioning, confidence boosting,
Mhm.
extinction of a behavior. You know,
Mhm.
all of that is different than just doing basic obedience. It's a
Mhm.
completely different game. It's you gotta know what you're doing when you're affecting a dog's mind.
Mhm.
You know, and there was something I was reading an article when I was looking through, you know, the operant conditioning and all that stuff. There are so many trainers out there who are so trying to ride that political line, even the ones that aren't truly like positive only, and they're talking about the 4 quadrants, they still will position it like, well, here are the 4 quadrants, and here's how you can use this quadrant and that quadrant, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. Instead, I would do this. So they're still trying to ride that fine line. They're not picking one camp or the other. And, they're trying to say, well, you should really do this, but, these are alternatives. But anyway, it's just amazing to me that, people want to try and use just one quadrant of the learning process and make that fit everything.
It's not going
It
to work.
doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. You got to use the right tool, people. You do. You have to use the right tool. You can't extinguish a behavior just by giving it cookies. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Every dog, no matter how many, and I'm sure, give me your opinion on this, but like 100 dogs, 1,000 dogs that you've trained, no 2 dogs have ever been alike, right? Each one of them have their own identity, they're their own individual. Some need more encouragement. Some need us to have more patience, right? Right. And some want to challenge us.
Oh, yes.
So there's some dogs that we're like, hey, yes, you can do that A-frame. Go, 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 right?
Yes.
And guide them up like you will jump on the 12-foot one with them. Okay. Like, like seriously, Nicole will do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, and then there's some that, we give them that encouragement. And then you're going to have some that are extremely headstrong where we got to be like, hey, tone it down. Like no 2 stories on any dog. They could be similar, but they're not like, you got to know the dog.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to study behavior. You have to study body language. You have to know who you're dealing with. You have to be able to have enough confidence in yourself and have enough calmness in your own brain to be able to read the energy that's coming off the dog, to be able to understand the communication, because they are communicating. They communicate through body language more than they ever would communicate verbally, because their verbal communication, honestly, it's just growls and barks and, weird noises. That's not their primary mode. 85% of their communication is body language and observing. It's why they're so good.
Just as much as we're observing them. Yeah. They're observing us too.
Well, they're observing us better than we're observing them, because they figured us out already. They have figured us out. And of the 2, species, I would have to say human beings should be more intelligent, should being the operative word, should be more intelligent, but of the 2, who's figured out the other? Yeah. As in humans haven't figured out dogs. As much as we study them, we still haven't figured them out. Why is that? Why?
So you were reading all these, I guess, were they studies or comments?
Oh, yeah. They were explaining different training theories and things like that. One was going over, the 4 quadrants of operant conditioning, classical conditioning. One was going over the BAT, which is the behavioral analysis treatment. And then there's the CAT, which is the constructional aggression treatment. And, kind of those actually fall under the negative punishment and the positive punishment. But, they were using that. They were saying, if you're going to use any type of aversive, those would be the methods that they would use. But again, it doesn't 100% solve the problem. It's part of the process. Absolutely. Like I use it when I'm counter conditioning a dog. I use it all the time. But that's not going to stop them or extinguish the behavior entirely. And this is where the big disconnect is between the positive only and the balanced trainers. Because when it's broken down to its core, the biggest problem that I guess it's dividing us from what I've seen and what I've been able to decipher is the paradigm of, in order to extinguish a behavior, whether it be aggression, an unwanted behavior, barking, whatever, positive only thinks that you can use positive methods to eliminate a behavior. Okay. Whereas balance trainers say the only way to extinguish a behavior entirely is one of two things. You have to eliminate it by creating an unpleasant or an aversive consequence to the point where they're not going to want to do that behavior again, because every time they do, there's a consequence that they don't like. So that will then condition a dog. This is not a behavior I should continue to do because it's not getting me what I want, first of all. And two, there's a negative consequence that happens. Okay. Then the other way that you can extinguish a behavior is to never reward it. Okay. So even a good behavior that you've trained, like a sit, if you never reward it ever again in the dog's entire life, eventually that behavior, in theory, will extinguish. Now, how true that is, that I'm still a little iffy on, honestly, because I've never seen any true behaviors completely extinguished by just ignoring it or by not rewarding it. Now, intermittent rewarding is great. It really, cements in a command. But when you completely disregard a command by not rewarding it ever again in the dog's entire life, I don't know. I don't know that would extinguish it entirely. I have not seen it. Let's just say that. Like, if you never reward a dog for a sit, they're still going to sit. They just might not sit when you say it. But how easy would it be to get that dog to sit? It's not like they don't know what it is.
Right.
They're just not maybe going to do it on cue. But how easy would it be to get that dog to do it on cue because it already knows it?
Right.
See what I mean? I don't believe that theory holds as much water as the positive only are ascribing to it, because that's their whole paradigm. Hey, if you just, don't reward a behavior, eventually it'll go away. It'll be extinguished. And that's why they use that bat and cat methodology to train like behaviors that they don't want, like aggression and anxiety. They use that whole threshold mentality of, okay, get it to the point where it's just before they react, and then hold them there, wait till they calm down, and then you can either make them walk away or give them a treat. I'm like, okay, so how many times are you going to have to do that before the dog finally stops reacting? And then how are you then going to turn that into
if it stops reacting in a situation like that?
Exactly. But then it doesn't account for random situations that happen. So you're going to spend your entire life in a controlled environment? That's unrealistic. That's unrealistic.
The whole thing sounds unrealistic to me, because what are you going to do when you're outside if this dog is reactive when it sees another dog? Right. Oh, you're treating its face. You think it's going to want that treat when it sees the other dog?
No. What they would do is walk away.
Constantly stand there and block its view?
No, they walk away. They walk away rather than dealing with the problem. So they
can walk away
because it's too close to the threshold. So then they want to increase the distance so that the dog's comfortable. Their whole premise is the dog should never be uncomfortable. And I'm like, that's unrealistic and just not even feasible. In life, there is never going to be a moment where no one is ever uncomfortable.
If they can walk away, okay?
Yeah,
if
exactly.
they can walk away. Let's give them one of our aggression cases, okay? And you show me how you're going to walk away with that dog and still have fingers.
Exactly. Yeah. I know, it's unrealistic. But again, that's the whole paradigm. And that's where I think, that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where the great divide is. Where the positive only, prescribe that in order to extinguish a behavior, you have to use some type of a negative. And the positive only saying, well, that doesn't work because, and this was the point that I was trying to make. One of the things that they were utilizing to say why an aversive won't work to stop an aggression or to stop, certain like anxiety is, well, it doesn't work to stop a feeling, and anxiety is a feeling, not a behavior. And I'm like, what world are you living in? We use stimuli all the time to evoke feeling and to impact feelings. Like, when's the last time you smelled a perfume and it brought back some memory that brought back some feeling?
Right.
What about the favorite food? Like smell is one of the strongest senses we have that evoke the strongest feelings. So how can you say that it doesn't evoke and change feelings? It absolutely does. It absolutely does. And this is the bullshit that they throw out there to confuse people and say, oh, you know what? maybe you're right. Bullshit. I'm going to call bullshit on that. How
Yeah.
can you say that outside stimuli doesn't impact emotion? It has no impact or effect on emotion. That's that's just ludicrous. And
Mm.
people are buying this. They are literally just accepting it. Like, oh, okay, I guess that must be true because a doctor said it, a scientist said it. Like, really? Do you not think? Do you not have a freaking brain? Can you not challenge such an idiotic statement?
Mm.
I mean, really? I
Yeah.
don't know. What do you think?
I personally feel they're making it complicated.
Yeah.
Okay. They're making it complicated and they're making it extremely difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For this is why I hate to say it this way, but this is why there's going to be more dogs getting euthanized.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
When we get the dog in, it does not need to be this complicated.
Yep.
Okay. I'm very, very simple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And very fair with the dogs. All right.
Yes.
But it doesn't need to be this complicated. All right. When you get the dog in, you learn the dog, you start to bond with the dog, right? And
Yes.
you get into its head to say, what is making you tick? Because
Yes.
the dogs will always tell us,
Yeah.
oh, you don't want your threshold is when this dog is like 2 feet from your face. This is when you react. Maybe not from across the street, but this close,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do we do? Right? Okay, so I'm going to respect that threshold that you're showing me. And then we'll
Yes.
introduce it to all the dogs. What do? We out, out, out. Okay, we're showing this dog. I'm your advocate,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
So you said this is your threshold. I'm respecting that. I'm outing everybody from your face.
Yep.
Now you don't have a reason to react,
Exactly.
right? So we get into their head to see
Yep.
what this is about,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
We get into their head to see what this is, and we're going to do what is going to work to get us the results,
Exactly.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So when these dogs go home, and here's the thing, we post videos all the time on these dogs.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
They don't look shut down.
Nope. I mean, some of them do when they first come in, but that's because they're first coming
Well,
in, and that's why they're
but
coming
but
in
they
because they're
came to
shut
us
down.
that way. That's the
Yeah.
difference.
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
came to us that way. That's the difference.
Yes. And then
Hunter
we
wants to
turn
make
them
eye
around.
contact with anybody,
Yeah.
you
And then
know?
we turn them around and they're happy go lucky. I mean,
Mhm.
Lola, all most of the day today when we were out, her tail was like right there, dead middle, man. She was just happy go lucky. Her mindset, a few times it went up, but most of the time she was just happy go lucky.
Mhm.
She was fantastic.
Mhm. Yeah. Like, like I was saying, like, even for the owners, well, Hunter,
Yeah.
this dog is Nicole, he's a fucking happy dog.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
His head's not down. He's making
Mhm.
engagement, eye contact with us,
Yes.
right? They had those Apple tag, ear tag
Mhm.
things on him because he's a runner that he'll
Yeah.
run away,
Hmm.
right? And I am not making this up. They don't even know it yet. I had this dog, Tony and I took him to see if he was going to play in the lake with T because he was afraid of the water.
Hmm.
This boy put his feet in the water. He started to go run in. I was like, TT, get him in there, right?
Uh-huh.
And we had him off leash.
Nice.
He's checking in with us, go up a little bit, come back, check in, look at us. And he's like, come on, guys, let's go. Like
Uh-huh.
for this dog, today was best day ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And
That's
Tony
awesome.
actually could feel it, right? He was
Yes.
like, this was so rewarding to him because the
Yes.
way that this dog came in,
Hmm. Yeah. And that's
right?
really what it is. When you can take a dog who's so shut down, so disengaged, so scared of everything,
Mm-hmm.
and build up their confidence, show them that it's not such a scary world, teach them that they can interact safely with the world and actually enjoy it. Oh my God, you open up everything to them,
Yeah.
everything. And the joy on their faces when they start to interact and play and realize, oh my God, so this
Mm-hmm.
is what life is supposed to be.
Yes.
This is what life is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Not scared and shut down.
Yeah. We were in Princeton yesterday and we were going past like they're like, oh, he's afraid of garage doors opening and
Mhm.
closing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we top that off. How about him walking past a construction truck that was
Mhm.
like, I don't even know why there wasn't like anything blocking. Okay,
Right.
we walked right past it while it was going on, and even for me, it was loud.
Right.
No problem to the dog. Forget the
Nice.
little silly garage door. Okay,
Right.
this topped it like 10 times over,
Oh, wow.
and he was
Nice.
fine. And I'm
Nice.
and I'm not making that up either. Like I sent
Nice.
them the video, right?
Mhm.
So it's like that's part of working with the dog, building that trust,
Yeah.
right? And
Mhm.
us, like leadership, giving them that direction, right?
Yes.
I'm not going to walk you into danger,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So,
And that's what it's really about, building that trust and that bond with the dog to the
mhm,
point where you can affect their mind and their feelings and their behavior, because you can't do that without building that trust,
mhm,
not without breaking their spirit. So you take the time to build the trust and everything else will follow, because a
right.
dog that trusts you, they are willing to go anywhere and do anything for you. They
Hmm.
really are.
Hmm.
That's
And,
the beauty of a dog.
and I think for us, it's because we have the ability to make that
Yes.
happen. All
Hmm.
right. We see when that mind switch
Yes.
happens, right?
Yes.
But for a trainer who can't get that done, they'll
Hmm.
never know.
Yeah,
Never,
exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll stick with what they believe in, right?
Right. Hmm.
But they'll never know. They won't ever be able to see it because we change their minds in the sense of like he's a dog. He has a
Yes.
responsibility, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
To us.
Hmm.
So it shouldn't be us saying all the time, well, where's my dog? Where is he? Where is he? Right?
Right.
Go find it. That's for that dog. His job,
Hmm.
stay close by. When you want it in
Yeah.
a heel, get it in a heel. It's that
Hmm.
dog's responsibility to keep their eye on us,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? Where we get them to actually want to work for us, where they're like, well, what's next? What do you want? What do
Hmm.
you want?
Yeah. Hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah, I had a conversation with Lola's owners today,
Yeah.
because I was very upfront with them. I'm like, listen, we had a little incident yesterday. It wasn't severe, but it was definitely an incident, and it's worth telling you about. And I told him, listen, I'm not 100% comfortable sending her home because I don't think she's where she needs to be yet.
Hmm.
But if that's what you want, I'm going to explain to you everything you need to do. I'm going to be with you 100%. And if I need to, I will go out every single day with you in public to show
Hmm.
you exactly what you need to do to get her the rest of the way. But
Right.
she's not where I want her to be.
Hmm.
And I don't trust her without a muzzle yet. It's why I haven't really had her out in public often with without a muzzle. And I also haven't let her in the yard with the other dogs without a muzzle,
Hmm.
'cause I don't completely trust her. Today
Hmm.
was the first day where I've had her inside the house in place with all the dogs
Hmm.
without a muzzle.
Hmm.
And the puppies were out, and they even jumped onto her place cot with her. Let
Hmm.
me tell you, I was holding my breath for a second or two.
Hmm. Now,
Even
with
Bueller and
her,
Trinity went up there.
is it what she is she more particular about like having issues with the dogs, like male, female, or it doesn't matter?
With the
Is
dogs, I don't think it matters. With the
Mhm.
people, definitely males, she has a reaction to.
Mhm.
But I think with the dogs, it's more the energy level. When they come at her too hot, she does not like that.
Yeah.
She likes to put that down.
Yeah, she doesn't tolerate it well.
No, not at all, which is ironic because she's so high energy,
Hmm.
and she'll come at you with that energy level.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But from what I remember, though, like she seemed pretty attached to her dad too,
Oh, yeah. But
right?
that's the only male that she has been exposed to since they got her.
Hmm. Or exposed to with that type of kindness,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
Because something had to have happened that made her so
Yeah.
generational, don't you
I mean,
think?
I would think there's something, because she literally tenses up every single time, and then she launches herself at them,
Hmm.
at their feet. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's the most bizarre thing. But yeah, I think something happened to her at some point in her life. But regardless of that, we still have to rehab her, and we don't know exactly what happened, but we do know she's reactive to men, and so we have to take that into consideration and work her through that process. She
Hmm.
may never love men, Or
Mhm.
she needs to just not react so negatively
Yeah.
towards him.